server group assigned. Channel switched. Disconnected.
Good morning.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Thanks for coming in today. It's Virtue Safe Flying Club event, Saturday morning with Sinatra. As you guys know, I have the Come Fly With Me as my sound for when anyone follows or subscribes to the channel. Figured why not? Let's do a flight in honor of Sinatra, who was born in New Jersey, not too far from where we're going to be flying in, which is Teterboro this morning. And I'm in the HondaJet. We're going to fly from Pittsburgh to Teterboro. This is a flight that I had done many times when I did that charter gig flying the beach jet. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a beach jet that I can fly, so the HondaJet's as close as I'm going to get to that. But, yeah, I did this route a lot of times. Pittsburgh, Teterboro, Pittsburgh. Obviously, a lot of wealthy individuals fly into the Teterboro airport in their private jets because it is the closest one to the city. That isn't Kennedy, Newark, or LaGuardia. So that's why I decided to do this route. A little bit of nostalgia factor, and gets the mission accomplished flying into Teterboro this morning. We should hopefully have some ATC from our friends at NYARTCC. Looks like we've got at least approach tower and ground on at Teterboro this morning, for at least in the sign-ups. I didn't see anyone covering New York Center, but hopefully we will get someone to get on to New York Center. That would be nice. There is a Washington, D.C. Center on, which is kind of nice, but if we can get a New York Center, that would be awesome. We'll see what happens. Right now it looks like most of the departures are coming from the west, including myself, the ones that I see at least. And we'll see. This is going to be a good test to see if the Saturday morning events are as popular as the Sunday morning events at the Flying Club, because we've had some pretty good success doing the Sunday mornings. So hopefully Saturday mornings will also provide us with some, event success. I know there's a handful of people that are, I think there's actually a couple, I should say, not a handful, but a couple that are already airborne. I'm going to be airborne here shortly in my HondaJet. We're going red. And yeah, let's go ahead. And we got, we're on the ground here at Atlantic Aviation here in Pittsburgh. which is where I was actually based out of when I flew that charter job. And I haven't looked at the weather or anything in Pittsburgh, to be honest with you. I haven't done any kind of setup yet. I have my route. I have a flight plan filed. Looks like the wind is 180 to 8 gust 17, so that's going to be a nice easy taxi for us then, because we can pretty much just taxi out and take off runway 14 out of Pitt this morning, so that's great. We love a nice easy taxi, so that's what it looks like we'll be able to do. So let's go ahead and get on in. Boozy Sheep, It's Masters, Good Fixins, thanks for coming in today. Good morning, gentlemen. Hopefully you guys will be able to fly along with us into Teterboro this morning. I know you're streaming later, Boozy, but I know you said that you would still try and participate in this morning if you can get a flight in. It's Masters and Good Fixins, if you guys are able to get some flights into Teterboro this morning, that'd be great. Let's pump up those numbers going in for the event this morning. Alright, what do we gotta do here? I do want to quickly actually take a look around this Pittsburgh scenery, since the last time we came in here the other day it was nighttime. So now that we got daytime, I don't know what's going on with this little construction here, but here's Atlantic in all its glory. You know, it's freeware scenery, so there's not a ton of detail, but enough. They got the Air Force Reserve little thing there, and we're going to take off of runway 14, so it's going to be a nice quick taxi out, which is nice. There's the terminal. X marks the spot. Apparently they've got whatever little construction was going on over here they decided to throw in when they were making this. So I imagine the scenery is going to get updated at some point. And you can see how short our taxi is. There's us right there. There's the runway we're going to take off of. Doesn't get any easier than that. So let's go ahead and get on in and get ourselves going here. Doing Burke Lakefront to Teterboro and Elyria, but I'm making coffee at the moment. Nice. I got 45. Yeah, if you can get a quick flight in this morning into Teterboro, that'd be great. Alright, let's go ahead. Like I said, we're going to turn this bad boy on. I'm going to get it started up so we don't drain the battery. This airplane's pretty quick and painless, so we're going to get it initialized first here. Back, utilities, initialization. Never been to Teterboro. Pretty popular one for flying private jets, especially in real life. It can be quite dangerous at times with just how busy it is and the airspace that it is under. There have been, you know, especially when they do the circling approach, which I don't know what approach they're doing this morning. I haven't looked at that either. But, oops, I accidentally clicked that. I didn't mean to. Guess we'll get it tested twice. Oh, man, I realized I gotta unplug my joystick. There we go. Alright. I have to redo it now because it wasn't working. Alright, anyways, we got the speeds in. It's good enough. Alright. We're going to go ahead and get a flight plan going here. Actually, like I said, we're going to start up first. Let me go ahead and make sure I've got fuel on board, though. Let's see. We got enough gas. Let's go ahead and put some gasoline on. Alright. I definitely did this in the wrong order. We got to go back and do that, and okay, let's fire away before I make any more stupid mistakes here. Alright, we got our HondaJet all started up here. Initial altitude out of Pittsburgh is 5,000. Alright, let's go ahead and get the flight plan in now. I keep saying we're going to do that. Let's do that. So, KPIT is the origin. KTEB is the destination. And we're going to go with this flight plan right here, which is Phillipsburg, Maggio, Wilkes-Barre 5 into Teterboro. What's the weather at Teterboro? What do we think was going to be the approach? Oh, calm 10 and clear. All right. Do we have the ability to look at the Teterboro ATIS? And it looks like they're using the RNAV GPS runway 24, arriving and departing runway 24. 119er is closed. So we'll plan on the RNAV GPS to runway 24, and then if they decide to do something different when we get there with the ARTCC, then we'll adjust accordingly. But for now, that's the plan. So we'll go back here, PSB, Maggio. LVZ, and then we'll do the arrival Wilkes-Barre 5 off of Wilkes-Barre to runway 24. We'll load that, and that looks pretty good to me. So we gotta go ahead, and there's a couple of expect altitudes, so we're gonna put those in there. At Wilkes-Barre, we're expecting flight level 180. And then at Muggsy, we're expecting 6,000. Alright, so that's all in there. And alright, and what do we got here? Let's go back. These will change. I'm not worried about that. Let's see. VNAV. Okay. Let's see. So we do have a squawk code. We got an auto ATC 1047. So we'll put that in there. And we'll make sure that my transponder is good. Yep, it is in mode C. Very good. Let's see what the CTAF is for Pittsburgh. Let me drag this over here. So we got 128.3. So .com 1, 128.3, .com both, .com 2, 121.5. So now we got Pittsburgh up. We're monitoring guard right there. So that's all good. Did you buy the MCDU or the FMC? No, I did not buy any of those things. It's Masters. I know a lot of people were talking about the win-win buying all that stuff. I don't have room on my desk or anything like that. I don't really have the money to go and do that right now. I'm trying to save up for a wedding. So, yeah. That would explain why I don't have that. Alright, we'll start with this, and we'll start with this. Yeah, I don't have any room for any of it, so that's the problem. I think, what do we say? We're going to be departing off of 14. So runway heading off 14 would be about, I guess I could look at the chart too for the Pittsburgh. What is the departure now out of Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh 5 departure. Heading 145. Alright, so we'll have heading 145. Very good. Alright, we're pretty much set up and ready to go here. And it's going to be a quick taxi out to runway 14. And then we'll depart on a heading of 145. And then we will then go to out to Phillipsburg. So it'll be a slight left turn to get out to Phillipsburg VOR, and then we'll do our route. Alright, I think we're good to go here. I can't think of anything I'm missing at the moment. So, let me see, let me just make sure I'm not missing something. I think we're good. I think we're good. So let's go ahead and taxi on out to runway 14 here, shall we? And hopefully some of our friends start signing on to Teterboro here soon. Then most of them said they were going to be on by 10, which is when the arrival window starts. It's about 30 minutes from now. My flight is expected to last about 52 minutes, so should be there just in time to get the ATC for the arrival. 3 arrivals on the board so far. Hopefully it'll be a lot more than that once some of the flying club members start to wake up and get moving. See 7 people reacted with a thumbs up to the attendance listing, so hopefully there'll be a bunch of people coming up and getting airborne here pretty soon. I always like to jump in on the early part of the event just because that's how I am. But yeah, let's go ahead and welcome back, Boozy. Alright, let's get started. Why not? I keep saying we're gonna get started. We're getting started. Let's get started. Let's get down to business. Since there is no ATC, I'm just gonna go and put this right up though to my flight level 290, which is I have as my final altitude. And we'll do that. Alright, park and brake release. And we'll taxi, quick taxi out to runway 14. Pittsburgh traffic, HondaJet 124 Mike Charlie is taxiing out of Atlantic to runway 14, Pittsburgh. Look how easy this is. Just pull right on up to the line. That's pretty much what we did whenever we had the chance to depart 14 when I was flying the beach jet. They would literally just be like, alright, taxi to 14, let us know when you're ready. So we would just taxi right up, do all our checks, and hold right at the line. So I do need to set my flaps for takeoff. I need to set the trim for takeoff before I forget to do those things. And now I think we are ready and able to begin the fun. Alright. What say you, chat? I think it's time. Pittsburgh traffic, HondaJet 124 Mike Charlie departing off of runway 14. It's going to be an eastbound departure. Pittsburgh. It's time to go flying. Airspeed's alive, 80 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Here's our bug flaps up. Start our turn to Phillipsburg. Go direct. Activate nav. I'm gonna get it fly right over the city of Pittsburgh. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're gonna go auto throttle. Oh, actually, we'll do this first. Flight level change, auto throttle. We're gonna climb at 240. Oh, I accidentally took the yaw damper off. That was my bad. I clicked something there. And we're not gonna fly right over the city, but we're gonna fly pretty close to it. There's the city of Pittsburgh. You can see where it goes into the point where all three rivers meet. It's the Allegheny, the Monongahela, and the Ohio River. A little snow on the ground. Let me make sure the airplane's doing what it's supposed to do. Looks like it is. So we can enjoy the view. Great city. I very much love living in Pittsburgh. I live somewhere like in the South Hills, so like somewhere out in like this area where my mouse is, chat. Like somewhere in that vicinity is where I lived when I lived in Pittsburgh. It was like 10 minutes away from the city proper. It was beautiful. I loved living in Pittsburgh. It's such a great city. You can see you got all the stadiums here. There's where the Steelers play, the Pirates. You got the soccer stadium over here for the USL team. The arena for the Penguins is right in there. It's just a great, great city. Mount Washington up here. You get great views of the city up along here. My favorite spot to go is right up along there on the south side on Mount Washington there. So, yeah, just I miss it very much. I do. I enjoyed living there for the 2 years that I did. And Sarah and I have already gone twice together, and we'll try and probably go, you know, once every couple of years to go and hang out and let me have my nostalgia about it. So we're on our way. Again, we're going to climb up to flight level 290. Should have taken the HondaJet. It's a lot more automated than the Lear. Yeah, the Lear is definitely more... I don't even have the Lear. There's a lot more work involved with the Lear, though, than the HondaJet, that's for sure. But the Lear, I guess, would be more appropriate since that's what Frank Sinatra owned, was a Learjet. So, I mean, you're being more appropriate to the event if you're flying the Lear versus me and the HondaJet. But the HondaJet's definitely a lot easier. No doubt about that. HondaJet's a damn good looking airplane too. I've always said that if I had the millions upon millions of dollars, if I ever won like the Mega Millions or the Powerball, when it was one of those big multi-$100 million, you know, prizes, that I would buy myself a HondaJet, and that would be my single pilot jet that I would buy.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Thanks for coming in today. Can you hear some people in the Virtuous Safe Flying Club Discord? Morning. Looks like we can go to standard altimeter. And we're on our way to Teterboro. Again, I used to do this flight in the Beach Jet a lot back when I flew charter Pittsburgh to Teterboro and Teterboro to Pittsburgh. It was a pretty popular, common route, especially when someone wanted to go to New York. Teterboro is the rich people haven. Should have ATC in going into Teterboro, at least an approach in the tower and a ground, according to the signups on the NYARTCC website. They're gonna be getting on in about 15 minutes. Let me get into the NYARTCC TeamSpeak here. Connected.
Connected. Channel switched.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for coming in today.
I am streaming, so just be advised. Who do we have? Everyone in here that's going to be doing Teterboro this morning.
User joined your channel.
Yep, I actually just opened up Yardley right now.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so real world Teterboro is landing and departing 24 because runway 119 is closed, I guess. They're advertising RNAV GPS runway 24, so that's what I am hoping you guys will do, is just run it along the line there with what the real world is doing. Other than that, yeah, if you don't mind. Other than that,
well, here's my question for you, Mike. How much traffic are you expecting from your flying club?
Well, we have 7 on the board right now. I think it's gonna probably bump up to at least 15, maybe a little more.
Okay. Let me just check what the arrival rates are if we do up and down 2-4s. Oh, what's the meter? What's the meter right now?
So yeah, looking.
Sky clear visibility. Okay, so the arrival rate's 28 per hour, so.
Oh yeah.
As long as we don't exceed that, it should be doable.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna exceed that over the course of the 2 hours.
Okay. I will put up that ATIS right now. Look at that. Coincidentally, it'll be ATIS Mike.
Fantastic.
I'll put up some Newark ones while we're at it too. So Newark will obviously be on the 2-2s, but barely.
User left your channel.
Newark ATIS Hotel.
Well, the wind's 2708 at Newark, so.
Yeah, but real world Newark's doing 2-2s.
Yep.
And also Teterboro's doing 2-2s. We have, or Teterboro's doing south. We have to do south in Newark too.
Yeah, that makes sense. It looks like it's a south kind of day at most of everywhere.
Yeah, them's the rules.
If any of you guys that are controlling are in the flying club, make sure you can mark yourself for attendance for whatever position you're controlling in the attendance channel. That's all. The only other thing I wanted to say, and then thank you very much. What'd you say, Steven?
How do I do that? I'm sorry, second.
You just have to go into the Flying Club Discord. There's that temporary attendance channel called Saturday Morning with Sinatra. Then you just put what position you're controlling in that channel. So if you're controlling Teterboro Tower, you just put TEB_tower in that attendance channel, and then you count for the attendance. Unless you guys have any questions for me, that's all I needed to say.
Alright, we'll have fun.
Thank you. And you can put yourself in the attendance now, Dan, since you're up and controlling.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find it.
Thank you very much. If If you guys need me, I'll be in here, but muted.
Sound muted.
There you go, chat. They're ready for us at Teterboro. We're almost at our top climb here. How long of a flight do you have after your local L3? Probably about maybe like 35, 40 minutes. Let's see. No, maybe less than that. Maybe like half an hour I should be on the ground in Teterboro, roughly. $28 for 29. I think about 30 minutes is when we're expected to be landing in Teterboro, roughly. Here in the HondaJet for the Flying Club event. L3 is a crappy Italian tank, if you didn't know. I did not know. Thanks for coming in today. I appreciate you stopping by. We're in a HondaJet. This is a virtual USA Flying Club event. We are going from Pittsburgh, we took off out of, going to Teterboro. And we're leveling off here. We could probably bump up our speed now. The max we can do in this thing really is about 265 indicated for safety. So we'll bump it up to 265. Want to fly the Chalet, but I don't want to take the time to get it set up. Yeah, I hear you on that. I mean, I don't have... this is why I just did the HondaJet, to be honest, because it's easy. It's easy to get set up and going and point and click and boom, and you're flying. Would have been nice if we could got a New York Center on, but it looks like we're gonna settle for approach, tower, and ground. Too poor for FS2020. I hear you on that too. That's why I can't go and get 2024. I also could really use a new computer at some point, but here we are. Alright, so we're cruising off here at flight level 290. We're not going to be here for very long. We've only got about 11 minutes, it looks like, till we get our top of descent to cross Wilkes-Barre at flight level 180, and then Muggsy at 6,000 is the two altitudes that we have in there for the VNAV. So not super long at cruise. But while we're here, we're enjoying it. When will FS2020 go on sale again? I have no idea. Does literally everything work on the planes? It depends. Like some of them will be a lot more detailed than others. I think there are some things that aren't clickable, like you go and put the oxygen mask on. But pretty much all the other stuff in this thing is more or less clickable. And even if you go in the back, I think there is a way to open up the... Maybe not, actually. I thought there was a way to open up the tray tables in the back. I don't have any passengers on board, so that's not going to really help me any when it comes to that. So maybe, yeah, there's some are more detailed than others. This one, I think I only paid like $25 for this HondaJet, so it's not as detailed maybe as some of the other ones, but it still, you know, works for the purposes that we have. You got a little traffic, right? Oh, look at that, little JetBlue flying right by us there. Good timing on that. Excellent, excellent. So yeah, yes and no. There are some that are very detailed. Do you use a plane controller thing? Yeah, if you look right here, like right at my webcam right here, this is a yoke. I also have a throttle that you can't see off of the webcam here to my left, and I have the rudder pedals on the floor. So I do have, you know, that kind of setup going where, you know, it's as realistic as I can get for now with the amount of desk space that I have. And yes, you can use an Xbox controller to do, you know, Microsoft Flight Sim. It is a lot more, let me just say that it is a lot more enjoyable to have, you know, the yoke and all the other stuff if you really want to get, you know, more involved with it. And there are people that have crazy setups, like they have the MCDUs you can get. There are guys that build like full-on cockpits. So there's many different levels to do it. I've got my yoke, and I've got my throttles, and I've got my rudder pedals, and that's all I need. Do you have to set up the Xbox controller manually for this? I do not know, because I yeah, they also have, you know, the A320 side stick is available now. There's manufacturers that make that. There's all sorts of different things. It's really, over the last 5 years, Flight Sim has really grown with the amount of, you know, different types of technology and that, you know, can add to that immersion, that realism. But since I do mostly general aviation flying in the sim, I stick with my bread and butter right here. Looks like we're on top of a layer here, going towards New York. Sorry for the loud noises as we come outside. A little bit of lag in my sim, nothing crazy though. The HondaJet's pretty easy on the sim. We got about, what, 8 minutes until top of descent here. I cannot remember if I have a Teterboro scenery or not. I don't know that I do, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Still a little tired this morning. It was my birthday yesterday. Went out to dinner with the fiance, had a good time. I don't have that much of a headache this morning, so all is good. Just a little tired. When I get it, should I do the tutorials on the planes? I would. It's definitely, would say it's definitely a good idea to, you know, learn how to fly the planes. There are also a bunch of good tutorials on YouTube for all the different planes, whether it's the ones that are just built into the game or, you know, the payware ones, everything. There's usually someone that has a good tutorial on YouTube that will, you know, and yeah, learning how to even just do the basic stuff like getting them started up, everything is definitely worth going through the tutorials so that you can get a real good feel for, you know, all the different systems and everything like that. Let's see, what do we got going into Teterboro? How many flying club members are on the board right now? Let's take a look. Looks like we've got 13. That's pretty good. 13 on the board. And I I still think there's a couple more that are still getting set up here. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. It's like it's going to be a nice popular event this morning going into Teterboro, just the way we like it. My computer is beefy. Oh, you're looking at my... I mean, there was a time when my computer was considered close to top of the line. Maybe not so much anymore. You know, a 2070 Super and, you know, the i7-97K.
Morning.
Obviously... Good morning. Thanks for coming in today. Still gets the job done in terms of being able to do flight sim and stream and all that, but... what we got going on here message-wise? Oh, we got the auto ATC. Cross Wilkes-Barre at maintain flight level 180. Okay, very good. We knew that already. We can go ahead and set that, though, now. The VNAV is going to be coming up here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and set flight level 180. 180. Set, and on top of descent, like I said, it looks like we got about 4 minutes, so we can go ahead and slap the VNAV on, though. But yeah, there are definitely people that have way beefier computers than I do. If anything, mine is getting pretty close to being completely out of date, and I'm gonna need to build a new one soon. The problem is I have to save up for a wedding and then eventually a house too, so that is definitely gonna have to be on the back burner for a hot minute. Morning. Let's see, 2 minutes, 32 seconds. So we're getting pretty close here to our top of descent. Almost time to start going down. Pretty much just a little bit after we get to Maggio here, it looks like. Just after, you can see the TOD. We'll cross Wilkes-Barre at 180, and beyond that, then we're going to cross Muggsy at 6,000. And eventually we'll start talking to Newark approach. It's no longer a New York approach for Newark and Teterboro. It is a Newark approach. Milkhouse, thanks for coming in today. Good to see you, buddy. Should come fly along with us, Milkhouse. Stream labels thing is spamming. It doesn't spam. I got it set so that it only... you know, posts things every like 15, 20, 30 minutes. The first one is talking about my YouTube channel where I archive all my videos. The second one says, thanks for coming in today. Third one talks about the Virtuous Safe Flying Club, which is what we're doing right now is a Virtuous Safe Flying Club event. This is the Saturday morning with Sinatra event. That's where we're doing the fly-in at Teterboro. 10 a.m. to noon Eastern is the arrival window for the Virtuous Safe Flying Club event. The Virtuous Safe Flying Club is a general aviation flying club on the VATSIM network, so you do need to be a VATSIM member to join. Alright, vertical track's coming, which means we're going to be descending here soon. Very good. So it's a general aviation flying club on the VATSIM network. We do about 4 or 5 events a month, all GA related. In this case, it's a little bit more chartery related, but it's still general aviation. And it's just a fly into Teterboro. Frank Sinatra was a famous singer, in the United States and all across the world, really. And he was also an actor as well. He was born in New Jersey, and he owned a Learjet. And so there's the aviation kind of tie-in. And so that's why we're doing the event sort of in his honor this morning. It's not a race, it's just a fly-in. Just you know, people decide where they want to depart from and they fly in, and we all kind of just arrive into Teterboro. So it's just a fly-in event. But it's no race, it's no competition. We're all just doing it to, you know, go to the same spot, give some traffic to the air traffic controllers on VATSIM, and to have a good time. There's our path. The airplane is on auto thrust, so it should start slowing itself down here. Why are you not slowing yourself down, airplane? But we've started our descent, leaving flight level 290 to cross Wilkes-Barre at 180, and then after that we'll set 6,000 to descend. And it looks like we can just set the 6,000 now because it looks like it's just going to keep the descent going down to Muggsy. So we'll go ahead and set all the way to the bottom altitude of 6,000 for Muggsy. Is there no plane failures in Microsoft 20? There is. You can set it. You can either turn the failures on or off. And it also depends on the plane as well. Exactly what Dylan said. It depends on the plane and the settings. But you can definitely have failures on if you want. I don't think I'd have failures on in this plane, though. Don't forget to mark yourself for attendance, Masters. Oh, you might have already done that. Yes, you did. Good job, good job. There we got 14 arrivals on the board. Very good, very good. Finally, about to take off in the Lear. Excellent, excellent. Oh my god, I almost just fell out of my chair. You guys see that? That hurt a little. Ugh. I hurt my elbow a little. Clumsy ass. I'm alright, though. I'm alright. Hey, Masters, thanks for flying in. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Looks like it's 8th November now, Teterboro. It is going to be the RNAV to runway 24, so we can go ahead and put that in there now, since we kind of have it confirmed. It's going to be the RNAV GPS. It's going to be vectors. Yes, sir. We'll load that. Take a look at that chart real quick. Actually, it could potentially come all the way off of Strand, I guess. So we'll put that there just to have it, just in case. But if we come all the way here, we'll see RNAV, GPS, runway 24. If we get Strand, that's fine. Then we'll take it all the way in. Otherwise, it's Shrew at or above 2,000 and Angle at or above 1,700. And it goes down where you can do it's just LNAV only. Which is 580 is going to be the minimums, but it's perfectly VFR out there, so once we're on the approach, we'll have the runway in sight. We'll be able to kind of handle it with the visual backed up by this GPS here without too much issue. I think Auto ATC probably just told us to cross Muggsy at 6,000 feet, and it sure did. And we've got 6,000 feet set, and we'll continue on down to Muggsy. And beyond that, we'll see what the airplane wants to do. We'll expect radar vectors, final approach course. Let's go ahead and get the Newark approach frequency tuned up here, 128.55, get that ready to go. I did that off screen. A little cheatsy doodle way, you can see COM1 128.55, so we'll get ready to talk to him momentarily because we'll probably be getting into his airspace pretty soon. Alright, we'll go ahead and set the altimeter 3029er. It's actually 3038 over at Teterboro. We'll update that as we get a little bit closer. And once we reduce our speed, we're going to remember to reduce our speed to 250 knots here once we get a little closer to 10,000 feet. Follow all the rules. No, it's air traffic control. It's this is on the VATSIM network. We can have real people doing air traffic control. So there is no New York Center online, which is why I'm talking to nobody right now. But when we get closer to the approach controller, it will be a live person, an actual person that's controlling us into Teterboro this morning. That's the beauty of VATSIM. VATSIM being the Virtual Air Traffic Simulation Network. Put the link to VATSIM here in the chat, in case you're curious. It's more of like a network than a mod. Newark approach, good morning, HondaJet, November 124, Mike Charlie is out of 13.8, descending to cross Mugsy at 6,000, we have information November. Over. Good morning. One 12855, 12855. Newark approach, good morning. HondaJet 124 Mike Charlie is 12,000, ascending across Mugsy at 6,000. We have information November.
Sound resumed.
Anyone here approach?
Loud and clear.
Sound muted.
Radio check, November 124 Mike Charlie.
Sound resumed.
Dan, can you hear me?
No.
Okay, I'm on your frequency, I heard you, but if you can't hear me, you gotta check your stuff there, bud.
It was working fine like 10 minutes ago for the last guy.
Alright, maybe I'll check my stuff.
FedEx 447, he said he couldn't hear you for a little bit.
What the hell?
Nope, my stuff is good.
But you heard me transmit?
Just now, yes.
Okay.
Newark approach, November 124
Oh.
Mike Charlie, 9,000, descending 6,000 at Mugsy. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Okay.
Uh,
He's having some comms issues.
Now you're coming through there. Try say it one more time. Just say approach or something.
Newark approach.
All right, there we go. Thank God.
November 124 Mike Charlie, Newark approach. Good evening. Good morning. How do you hear me?
Loud and clear, 5x5.
All right, there we go. Thanks, Mike. November 124 Mike Charlie. Information 8th November, current at Teterboro. There we go. Expect RNAV runway 24. Fly present heading for now.
Alright, present heading, expecting RNAV runway 24, and we have November 124 Mike Charlie.
I'm uninstalling voice meter after this.
It's the third time you've done
Yeah, but
Sound muted.
Looks like he's got his comm problem sorted out. So we're flying present heading. 7,000 for 6,000. You do need to install certain things. If you want to do the flying side, you would have to install either vPilot or xPilot, depending on your sim. But otherwise, it's really nothing spectacular. Very, very simple tools to use if you wanted to connect to VATSIM. Alright, present heading down to 6,000. We're leveling off. We're going to take the VNAV off here once we level here. So it should just be out heading. We'll maintain the 250 knots for now. And we'll see
November
if he's...
4 Mike Charlie, proceed direct shrew, descend and maintain 4,000.
Direct shrew, descend and maintain 4,000. HondaJet 4 Mike Charlie. Alright, so we're going to go direct to shrew. We can go back to nav, and we're going to descend and maintain 4,000. So 4,000 set. We'll do vertical speed. We'll just do 1,000 feet a minute. Direct to shrew.
New York approach, hello, able 01 with a vehicle request.
Able 01, New York approach, safe position.
Able 01 is a couple miles to the northeast of Toms River Ocean.
Oh, we got 19 arrivals into Teterboro. We're nice and popular this morning. Excellent, excellent.
Able 01, roger, safe request.
We're looking inbound Teterboro full stop if possible. We're currently 6.5 on 2941, squawking 1200. Looking to enter the Bravo to land Teterboro.
Roger, Able 01, say aircraft type.
Aircraft type is a Technam P2002, the code Sierra India Romeo Alpha.
5,000 for 4,000.
Able 01, roger, squawk 0316.
0316, it was 01. Able 01 squawking just a couple miles to the east of Lakehurst at 6,500.
Nope. Didn't mean to hit that.
Able 01, roger, radar contact position as reported. You said you want to transition the Bravo to land Teterboro?
Yeah, if possible, if we can get an overflight of Newark in there, that'd be amazing as well.
Alright, we can see about that. Able 01 for now, clear into New York Class Bravo airspace, and just maintain VFR at your current altitude, the Newark altimeter 3039er.
Alright, we're clearing for New York Class Bravo, we'll maintain VFR at 6.5 on 3039, Able 01.
See if I can get a good landing on this approach here, jet.
Autopilot.
Nope, that's not what I wanted to click. Wrong button. Cruising along.
124 Mike Charlie, pilot discretion, descend and maintain 2,000.
Pilot's discretion 2,000 for 4 Mike Charlie. PD down to 2. Okay. 2,000 set for now. I have to just check and see if I'm going to be in, or if I'm under the Bravo, I need to be reducing my speed. Let me look. Let's see. Map details. I'm not in the Bravo yet. However, when I do get to that outer ring of the Bravo, I'll be in it at 4,000, but if I go below 3, then I would have to reduce my speed to 200 knots. So we'll keep that all up there just so I can see it. Just so I'm following the rules of the road. Look at this. So everyone highlighted in green is an inbound arrival into Teterboro. You can see we've got a lot of our Virtue Flying Club members are out and about flying into Teterboro this morning. That's what we love to see. No shortage of green dots. Highlights coming into Teterboro. So good showing this morning from the Flying Club. Coming in with the Duke from Beaver County. Excellent. Not too far from where I took off out of, which was Pitt International. Thanks for coming in today, Define Prawn.
November 4 Mike Charlie, cross Shrew at 2,000.
Shrew at 2,000, former Charlie.
Vertical track.
Actually, we're just going to go VNAV descent, start it down, 1,000 feet. And this is where we are going to have to pull our speed back to, because we're going to be below the Bravo in this case. So we're going to have to go down to 200 knots. So we're going to be below the Bravo. That's the speed limit. Come Fly With Me is my favorite Frank Sinatra song. That's probably a little cheesy and expected and cliche, but it is.
November 4 Mike Charlie, quick sector for approach, turn 20 degrees left.
20 left for Mike Charlie, 20 left. 106 to 86.
Able 01, contact Newark departure 119.2. Have a good one.
19 to Able 01, see ya.
At this point, I think it's going to be a vector to final, so I'm going to go ahead and activate vector to final here. If you guys want to start guessing what my landing rate's going to be, I've got Volanta running. You can put a positive or negative number in the chat. It does not matter. You
Mike
need
Charlie,
not
thank you. Turn right heading 140 when able, direct shrew.
140 direct shrew enable for Mike Charlie.
And November 124 Mike Charlie is 3 miles from shrew. Maintain 2000 until established on the final approach course. Cleared RNAV, runway 24 approach.
Cleared RNAV, runway 24 approach for HondaJet for Mike Charlie. That's a little excessive. So usually the landing rate's going to be anywhere between like 0 to like, I think the highest I've ever done is like 600. That's just it's going to be in terms of feet per minute. So if I land at plus 1,904, 325, then the airplane would be disintegrated. We're going to go ahead and reduce our speed down here a little. Well, let's see. How far out am I?
Near approach, Plata.
Yeah, we're going to get pretty close here. So let's slow down.
November 247, Victor Delta, Newark approach.
Flaps 1.
November 124 Mike Charlie, thanks for the help. Contact Teterboro Tower 119.5. See you, Mike.
119.5. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for coming in today.
Teterboro Tower, good morning. HondaJet 124 Mike Charlie, RNAV 24.
HondaJet 124 Mike Charlie, Teterboro Tower. The Madam South wind variable at 4, runway 24, clear to land.
24 clear to land for Mike Charlie. You're gonna be fine, Boozy. You're gonna be fine. Alright, I gotta, whoops, I forgot to do my speeds. Do a real quick landing, get from sim, all on 113. Slow it to 115. GP is captured. Gear down, flaps full. Or flaps land, I should say.
2,000.
Runway in sight. You see, this GPS approach does kind of bring you in at a little bit of an angle, so we're going to correct ourselves here momentarily. Once we get down to our final approach speed, I'm going to take the autopilot and auto thrust off, and we'll go visual from there. Alright, runway in sight. Can clear to land. The runway's right here. You can see it right here where my mouse is pointing. Alright, auto thrust off, autopilot off, yaw damper off. We're doing it by hand now. Let's get ourselves aligned now with the runway here. I'm going to turn my flight director off. We're doing this all the way visual. It can be sometimes pretty hard to see in the sim. Definitely not as easy to see it in the sim as it is in real life. It's much easier to see it in real life than it is in the sim, just because of the graphics and the loading and all of that. Does look like I have some scenery for Teterboro after all, which is good.
$200. 100. 50. 20. 10. 5.
Not bad, not bad. I'll let you know what the landing rate was here once we get taxied out to the ramp, then we'll take a look. And for my Charlie, we're going to clear here on Golf, taxiing over to the signature here off our left.
124 Mike Charlie, welcome to Teterboro, contact ground 121.905 for taxi.
1219 for my Charlie.
124 Mike Charlie, just confirm 121.905.
95, yep, 12195, thank you. Teterboro ground, good morning, HondaJet 124 Mike Charlie, clear on Golf. We're going to taxi to signature here off our right.
Oh, wrong button. For Mike Charlie, Teterboro ground, taxi right on Quebec.
Taxi con, right turn on Quebec, going to signature. HondaJet 124 Mike Charlie, thanks for coming in today. Yeah, the bird's got the little, it's almost like a little angle of attack kind of deal here with the birdie. That's why I like having him up. It's kind of cool. Alright, the landing rate. Like I said, we'll take a look at that once I get parked up here, chat. Parked up right at the signature. We're gonna go and try and get some princess parking closer to the door. And we'll slide in right here. That'll be nice and close enough to the door. Works for me. Parking brake set. Kill the engines. Turn everything off. Alright, so our landing rate, surprised it's this high. I felt like it was going to be a lot nicer, but they're saying minus 130 with a 1.06. I thought it felt smoother than that in the sim, but Volanta is Volanta, so I mean, we'll just go with it. So 130. So who was the closest? Looks like I see a minus 120. That's pretty close. Minus 145, 167, minus 60. It looks like the 120 is going to win. So Acronerd, it looks like he got the closest guess there. Congratulations on that. So not bad. Decent little flight. We got ATC from our buddies at NYAR TCC. I got to mark myself now for attendance here. November 124, Mike Charlie, in a HondaJet. We went from Pittsburgh to Teterboro, and we landed, we'll call it, let's call it 10:30, so that would be 15:30 Z. And now I have marked myself for attendance on the Virtually Safe Flying Club Discord. Alright, very good, very good, very good. Larry Gopnik, thanks for coming in today. You caught me just at the tail end here. We just finished up our flight into Teterboro this morning in our HondaJet. All went well. Look at this. We got another 17, 18 arrivals into Teterboro this morning. All sorts of Virtually Safe Flying Club members. Look at that. Love seeing all those green highlighted. Those are all Virtually Safe Flying Club members, except for this guy's departure. But all Virtually Safe Flying Club members on their way inbound to Teterboro this morning for the Saturday Morning with Sinatra event. Thank you all for coming to fly with me. I appreciate it very much. This was a fairly short stream, but that's all it's going to take for me this morning. I've still got a little bit of a headache coming off of my birthday yesterday, if you know what I mean. So I am going to call it good right here. Let's go take a look and see. I know there's at least... I know Brant is flying in. Is he streaming? He is streaming. So why don't we go ahead and say hello to our good buddy Brant Nyberg, aka Melvin Leroy on Twitch. He's going to be flying in the Lear, so he's doing this very appropriately. He's flying the Learjet, similar to, you know, Frank Sinatra owning a Learjet. So he's doing this actually more appropriately than even I am. He's flying from Lake Erie to Teterboro, and then it looks like he's going to go to Nantucket thereafter too. So we'll go ahead and raid him. Thank you all for coming in today. Please stick around for the raid over to the Melvin Leroy channel, and we'll see you next time. I don't know when next time's going to be, because I'm on reserve all this week coming up starting tomorrow. So, but next time I get a chance to do a little stream, whether it's the general aviation stuff or some ATC, we'll see you then. Make sure you follow the channel if you want to keep an eye on when I'm online. Alright, here comes the raid. Say hi to Brant for me, guys. He's also coming to Teterboro for the event, and he's in the Learjet. Should be a lot of fun. He's a great dude. He's got a great voice. He's got a voice made for radio. So you go ahead and say hello to him for me, guys. See you.
Time. Oh, I'm not quite there. 250 will go to indicated.